No.
Welcome back to Zero Interest. This time, Mob Psycho, Episode 11, Master Leader. Take it away, Casey.
So, Reagan gave Mob a phone
Mm-hmm.
earlier in the season. So, because modern technology is modern technology, which is nice to acknowledge, it's some writers don't fully grasp that, if someone has a phone, you can track them pretty much anywhere. Um, Reagan can track Mob, and does so when he doesn't get a response from the phone call that he made earlier.
Yeah, and seeing that Mob's out in some random forest is a bit worrying. So,
Yeah, so takes a taxi out there and doesn't pay the fare because he's an asshole. Um, Rocks up to the front door and gets accosted by flunkies. And he's like, yeah, I'm just here to see my subordinate.
through the power of misunderstanding and sheer
Bullshit.
confidence,
Yep.
they believe he's Claw's boss.
Mm-hmm. So they decide to escort him into the facility because obviously he's the boss. You've got to show deference and respect to the boss.
Yeah.
And the Espada are informed that the boss has arrived, and I thought he was going to be here next month. All right, we'll go talk to him then, I guess. We get a scene with the new abductees, Mob, Turkey, and little brother, Ritsu.
Mhm.
And they're like, the room is power suppressing, so we can't do psychic shit anymore.
Before that, there was a flashback to when Mob and Ritsu were kids and they were lost in the forest. And Ritsu was able to be like, oh, yeah, moss grows in this direction. This is north. Cool. We can get out of here. And
Yeah.
Mob just being like,
Hmm.
yeah.
And then he wakes up and hugs Ritsu because, obviously, brothers.
It's like, we're fine. We have Ritsu here. He's smart. He can figure a way out of this.
Hmm.
I'm not smart. I all I got is a psychic power. Even without psychic powers, he's just really cool.
Hmm. So, little brother does his emotional episode thing of, come on, let me apologize because I was a dick and you're not even letting me do that. And it's like, fuck off. I'm your brother. You don't need to apologize and all that shit. Um, then we go back to Reagan, who spots the other kids that are trying to hide. And he's like, oh, someone's trying to hide over there. And the flunky's like, oh, get them. They gather them up because, obviously.
Hmm.
Um, and he's like, okay, so what's going on again?
It's like, you guys, kidnapping is a crime. If you want to make it to the top, you have to do it the right way.
Hmm.
It's like, but we were just following orders. Are you excusing somebody else?
Don't you try and
Are you,
excuse yourself just for following
yeah,
orders. That's not how
you
this
saying
works.
things?
You make
Yeah,
your own decisions.
yeah. Subordinates who only know obedience are just trash. And he's just like, it's like he's Claw's boss. It's like, I'm nobody important. Like,
He's
the
so
real boss,
modest.
the real deal doesn't brag to children.
So, uh, they take him to the I'm going to call it the ceiling room, the prison.
Mhm.
Um, and he sees Mob and Ritsu. And it's like, oh hey, how's it going? They're like, oh, hi, Master Reagan. Turkey's like, wait, what?
Master, boss.
Hmm.
He's like, so what was going on here now? And he's like, do you really have to whisper? Yeah, it's top secret information. It's like, mm-hmm. That's a crime, you guys.
Yeah.
What did I say about getting to the top?
So yeah, they're like, okay, we're all gonna leave now. That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna go. So that's fine.
But don't you want to talk with the division? He's like, and then at that point he walks down the hall and he sees the actual Claw members
Hmm.
and Scars and Ishiguro, and it's like, you're not the boss.
Says Psycho Mantis. If come on, they're handing us these references. We have to fucking make them. So yeah, Reagan is like, I forget actually. At
He's
this
like,
point.
I'm Reagan Arataka, spiritual specialist.
Right, the greatest psychic in the city, or something like that.
Hmm.
Hmm.
The greatest, it's like the greatest medium in the world.
Hmm.
And they're like, yeah, no, we're gonna have to kill you.
Hmm.
And they launch their attacks, which Reagan's surprised by this, but he's luckily defended because he has actual espers by his side.
Hmm. And the
And
flunkies are like, hey, that would have hit us too. And
it's like,
the Espadas
he's
are
your
like,
boss.
yeah, he's your boss, right? So, you
And
know,
Reagan's like, you guys, you gotta get out of here. You still have a chance to make it big in the world. And he's like giving this whole speech. They're all like getting teary eyed. Then they like, thank you, boss.
they run, and then he's like, oh, right, I should leave too. And turns to run, but they collapse the whole way.
And it's Mob goes to kind of fight them, and
Turkey and Ritsu are like, hey, these guys are. Mob, you should probably be the one to do this because these guys are going to be way stronger. Mob goes forward to do it, and Reagan's like, wait, what? Mob, are you going to fight them with your psychic powers?
it's like the one thing I told you not to do, because you could actually hurt people with them.
Are you going to break the rule?
And Ritsu's like, no, there was a rule. No, he did that to save me. And
Yeah.
Reagan's like, Mob, you felt that cornered? It's like, look, you guys are like fighting middle schoolers. You're bullying children. Like, what's wrong with you guys? But they don't really seem to care.
And Reagan figures out, oh, so these people that are picking on middle schoolers and seriously talking about taking over the world, these are just kids that never grew up.
Hmm. They use gravity on Mob, and he's like on the ground, and Reagan's like, anti-Esper drop kick. It just drop kicks the guy.
This is Reagan's special move where he drop kicks an Esper. Okay. I mean,
It's like, and this is
Good
my
name.
other special. Now face me, fight me instead with my hypnosis coin. Come closer. Hypnosis punch. It's like, this is Reagan's special move where
where
he
he
suddenly
punches someone. God damn it.
and they just get angrier and get all their special moves charged. And he's like, my plan was to kind of try to reason with them while they were panicking after being hit, but yeah, no, they're just getting pissed off.
Yeah, that didn't work.
And yeah, it's established Reagan's never lost an argument in his life, but he can't actually argue with these people because they're children.
So the Psycho Mantis decides, okay, fuck it, and just starts firing gravity balls. That the difference in gravity would actually tear someone apart if they touch one. Basically, black holes, singularities.
Yeah.
So Reagan is about to get sucked in by one of them, and Turkey and Ritsu try and hold him so he doesn't get sucked in, and then Mob helps and stops him in place, but can't actually pull him back. Which he points out, hey, don't rip me in half, though. That's also a bad thing that could happen.
Mm-hmm.
Help me out.
Then Ishiguro is like, yeah, no, this is destroying the place and not doing anything. So I'll just stop this for now. And let's do this. And they all go out fighting and
Mm.
running around. Everybody does their special moves and
Yep.
everything.
Turkey's fighting the sword guy, and Ritsu is fighting. Uh, it was the fucking
I
the clone
multiple
dude.
man,
Yeah,
yeah,
clone dude.
and Mob's fighting kind of as well. He's with Reagan and defeating the ghost. The one guy keeps pulling out, and there's all this really cool animation.
Hmm.
Also, Taruki's hair gets cut, and that's like, oh, you look better now.
Hmm.
And
And this whole time, Turkey and Ritsu are like, "Hey, Mob, we could probably, if you want to actually fight and defend yourself and actually." This isn't going to be solved peacefully, probably. So you should probably actually use your powers and,
mhm.
help save ourselves. And Reagan is like, no, fucking don't. Which, at this point, he's losing that particular argument.
Yeah,
Like he had a point earlier, but once it was very clearly defined as, hey, these people are fucking psychotic, you lose that argument more or less. There's no reasoning
he's
with them, so
he's trying to argue, Mob, if you fight them and you go all out, there's a chance, you might kill them, and that's going to just hurting people hurts you more than anything because I know you. Don't let. I'll try to find some way out of this. I can probably do it. Just don't. And then Mob's like about to
yeah,
go out.
as it's about to tick up to the top, Reagan slaps him in the face and he's like, "No."
Sometimes it's okay to run away.
Yeah, and then he gets his back slashed open.
Yep. Cut to a flashback where it's Mob and Reagan meeting for the first time, and Mob knocks on the door, and Reagan's like, "Oh, custom." Oh, it's just a kid.
Mm.
And
And Baby Mob is like,
mhm.
"Hey, I'm an Esper and I have trouble controlling my powers." And Reagan's like, "Oh, so some other kid put you up to this, I guess." He's like, "No." So
I
I
just thought, we would be kind of similar.
yeah. So um, uh, can you help? And
And
Reagan's like, "Yeah, all right, okay, come in."
he invites me.
And
He's like, I had
actually
a.
gives him some advice, like,
It's like, hmm I actually had a lot of trouble when I was a kid too.
hmm,
And then I was like, because you're an expert. He's like, no, no. Well, look, it's a part of you. It's not who you are. It's just a particular aspect of you. You need to kind of accept that. Don't hurt other people with it because it doesn't make you any more special than anybody else.
it's a little weird that he's giving this advice when he doesn't actually believe him.
It's more like you get the impression that Reagan was bullied as a child, and so
Hmm.
whatever Mob thinks it is that's giving him psychic powers from Reagan's point of view, something about him is different that the other kids are probably poking fun at him for.
Hmm.
So he's trying to say, look, it's just part of you. So don't sweat it too much.
And then he spills tea, and Mob catches the tea and puts it back in the cup with psychic powers.
Mhm.
Natch. And so Reagan's like, "Hey, so can you see like ghosts and stuff?"
Yeah.
Cool.
Come back tomorrow. I might have something for you. Teach you how to control your powers.
Hmm. Uh, yeah, and then present
Then,
day and 100%.
hmm So a lot of this arc has been more shonen than anything else.
Yeah.
Uh, this particular episode was to kind of set up the fact that this is childish. What's happening is it's people who don't grow up and they're wearing these costumes and they're fighting children seriously with the intent to actually harm them. It's just immature more than anything else, and these people just refuse to grow up. And
Hmm.
it's kind of the philosophy that's being like you'll see more of it in the next episode, but the philosophy that's being kind of pushed forward here is that it's kind of pushing forward the main philosophy of the series, which is this great power that these characters have doesn't make them more special than anybody else. It's just something that they're good at. And when you kind of get lost in that particular trait that you're good in, you stop growing up and you become kind of childish.
Hmm.
I'm probably not explaining it well, but
No, hmm. I think you're explaining it fine. I just there is an aspect of part of this coming off as hey conform, which is a thing I'm less inclined to
I
be
don't
appreciative of.
see it particularly as hey conform. It's Mob is kind of the his philosophy is I'm a psychic, and but being a psychic alone doesn't make me a better person. I have to work on that, and I have to go to the body improvement club to help make myself better rounded because that's where I feel like I'm lacking. It's more of you are more than just what you're good at as a person, and you shouldn't forget that kind of thing. Rather than oh hey conform, be like everyone else. It's so what I was trying to say is that the idea isn't that you should conform. It's that everybody's things that make them special are kind of what make them human. Everybody has something special about them, and the lyrics for the opening song, there's one line: "If everybody is not special, maybe you can be what you want to be." And I think that's kind of the main idea being pushed. It's also like if everybody is so special, but it changes like to the end of the song as on a repeat verse.
Hmm.
So I less see it as you must conform, but more as you have something you're good at too, and that doesn't. The other person is good at something, but they're not more than you when you're at what you're good at.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I would have to think about this longer to actually come up with developed thoughts on what I think about this. Like I say, we are watching this in one
Yeah,
go, so
there is a philosophy to this show that it's kind of pushing, and I personally have been doing a lot of thinking about it, and it's something you have to really think about. So,
hmm. But in the context of a show, that is a good thing to have. Is something that does drive you to actually consider and take on and decide what you actually think about what the show is trying to say.
hmm
And that it's not so straightforward as, hey, these guys are assholes and these guys are the good guys. And that's all it really comes down to. And there's no real definition to that. There's no argument to that. Like, the good guys are the good guys, the bad guys are the bad guys. And there's no real depth to it. So,
hmm
a show that has a little bit more nuance and has an idea that they want to convey and get people to think about, not necessarily just agree with immediately and just consider where they stand on that. It's always nice.
yeah. I'm sorry, you kind of cut out for a bit, but Yeah, there's definitely some discussion worthy topics being addressed in the show.
Hmm. Yeah, so we're gonna have to stop this episode now because the fucking thing is cutting out. So,
Yeah. Well, we'll see you guys next time with episode 12, Mob and Reagan. Bye.